Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, I'll be writing an algorithm using JavaScript to solve the Freecodecamp challenge called Battle of Words. For those of you that don't already know, I have a playlist on YouTube that solves different Freecodecamp challenges, and you can find the link in the description below. So let's get into the challenge. The challenge is called Battle of Words, and it says, given two sentences representing your team and an opposing team, where each word from your team battles the corresponding word from the opposing team, determine which team wins using the following rules. Number one, the given sentences will always contain the same number of words. Words are separated by a single space and will only contain letters. The value of each word is the sum of its letters. Letters A to Z correspond to the values 1 through 26. For example, A is 1 and Z is 26. A capital letter doubles the value of the letter. For example, A is 2 and Z is 52. Words battle in order. The first word of your team battles the first word of the opposing team, and so on. A word wins if its value is greater than the opposing word's value. The team with more winning words is the winner. Return we win if your team is the winner, we lose if your team loses, and draw if both teams have the same number of wins. And then we have some test cases that we can use to test our function. So right off the bat, my intuition is to create an alphabet array with all capital letters. Ideally, you could solve this using regular expressions, but I'll be honest with you, I tend to forget the exact patterns to use for regular expressions, so I just want to note that. I'll probably even leave a comment over here to say, could use regex, alright? Just putting it out there. So, yes, I'll just make an alphabet array in all caps. So now that I have my alphabet array, the next step would be to iterate over our team, and then afterwards we want to iterate over the opponent's um, text, and then just before that we should probably have some values. um, let's just call them our score. We should probably let that mutable with let 0, and then opponent score. So I've just created a helper function over here. I've called it check string for lack of a better name. And all it does is, so we kind of reuse it after every iteration of the string item. And it returns three values: is capital inside, is lower inside, and current index, which pretty much do what their names say they do. This just checks if the current letter at any given index is equal to any of the values in the alphabet, and then this checks the lowercase version, and then this just checks the current index of that item in the array. And then we use these values to update our score. If it's a capital letter, it says here the value is double, so we multiply that by 2. Otherwise, we just add 1. So the next step here is to just do the same thing, iterate over opponent, but just pretty much copy what we've done over here. So I'll get into that. Alright, I had just spotted a bug in my check string helper function. So when checking the capital letter, I was using the array.includes method instead of the array.sum, which kind of works a bit better based on what I've been testing. And I have implemented the loop or the iteration for the opponent string. And so far my test cases are working. I'll just test out the last few. Um, Draw, that's correct. We win, that's correct. This one should return we lose. We lose. And lastly, test case number 7. Okay, this is supposed to return draw. Um, Let me try to debug and figure out why it's not working as intended. All of the test cases are passing except for the last one here, which says it should return the value draw, but my calculations are returning we win. So this must be something wrong with the test cases on Freecodecamp side. Hopefully they'll look into it. I've just checked the actual values of the inputs. Our teams over here has 24 characters, and then the opponent string has 14 characters. So the maths doesn't actually check out. So I'd like to believe I'm right in this case. Um, but ultimately, this algorithm has a time complexity of big O to the power of n squared, because of the use of two loops over there. And that's my solution to the Free Code Camp Challenge Battle of Words. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, I'll have my solution as well as the challenge link in the description below. Thanks for watching.